you think print is important. I am pretty sure that the gentleman I'm going to talk to now will say that software is more important, or at least a very important part of the entire value chain, or the production chain. So Bob Raus, welcome on INKISH TV. So Bob, I asked you a question before the camera was turned on, and I was so blunt to interrupt you in that question.
Okay.
You said that you were working with HP and you were responsible for the software, right?
Correct.
What kind of software and what is it you do?
Yeah, so if you think about the Indigo product line, in the Americas, I'm responsible for basically everything before the press and everything after the press. So I manage the software that we develop, like the DFEs, amazing product we have called SmartStream Designer that creatives use. Also, after the press, all the finishing partners. And I'm also kind of known as Mr. PrintOS because I manage all of PrintOS and all of the 28 apps in PrintOS for the Americas as well.
When you say PrintOS and you say this kind of thing, I was just curious, are you a personal background, and when you have your work, is that from a technical perspective or is more like from a management perspective?
Yeah, thank you. So I've been in different positions, different companies throughout the industry, and I'm excited to say I've been here with HP just over 10 years. So having a really good time, just a lot of fun. And the best thing is helping customers always. So to answer your question, I have a technical background. I have a double E and an MBA, and so but really what I'm trying to do as a category manager is take the technology and make it into something that can help our customers succeed. So we got to be able to communicate what it does. We got to be able to make sure that we can train them, we can support them, we listen so we can improve, and we're always trying to think of the next thing, the next great thing.
The reason I was asking about the technical background is always like, you know, when you have a technical background, I think that sometimes you can also maybe manage the coders and the programmers a little bit better because they can turn corners on you, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I did have an opportunity earlier in my career to manage like a national team of consultants, software consultants, and folks that would go in on a project basis. So I have some understanding, let's say, and some experiences, let's say, with the technical teams as well.
When I look at what you said before about all the things that comes before the press and after the press, I'm not underestimating how difficult it is to actually do the press itself and the software in the press. But sometimes I feel that, you know, the speed of processing, impositioning, variable data, communicating with a lot of APIs and all that, those kind of things, along with all the amazing thing you can do in the finishing side. I was just about to say that that software might be more difficult, more comprehensive to manage than the press itself.
I think in some ways it can be. You know, one of the realities that I think everybody understands, but maybe isn't said, I'd say enough, is that at least with digital presses, and even for offset, if you're outputting to plate makers and so on, those devices and those presses are a peripheral to the network. So getting data there quickly, efficiently, being able to pre-flight it, being able to create and even adjust any of the print files, and get it to the press on time so that the press never stops running. That's what we're all about. And so helping people bring in jobs from internet, from email, from FTP, from any place they need it to come from, and being able to kind of drop it in a funnel, go through the processes, the different tools. Hopefully we're eliminating touch points along the way, because a lot of what we're focused on is automation, always has been. And so we're pretty excited about, especially being at Dscoop, because I can see it in people's eyes, and when I have conversations with them, I can see that the light bulbs are going off, and it's really, really exciting.
And you know, sometimes I tend to forget that when you talk about Indigos and HP, and we are here at Dscoop, we mainly think of it as a printing, but you are also a technology company with computers and a lot of things. So is that something that bridges into your work at all, or is it very separated in your organization? Or?
No, so I would say in a lot of ways, roughly right. Basically, I manage everything except the press. Okay. And we have experts and people that are managing the presses within the segments. They're the segment experts. And I cross, you know, all the different segments. And so, you know, the expertise and the way that we're aligned, let's say, I think really, let's say, helps us deliver, hopefully, the best value we can, at least to our customers, to the marketplace.
One of the things, I don't know if you want to answer it or can, or maybe it's a stupid question, but I was thinking that when I look at technology, you see a lot of new tools how to develop things. I mean, from a very technical perspective, I was thinking modular-based programming, new ways of using code tools, because the processors get faster, the access to memory, everything. I mean, on a technical level, gets cheaper, faster, better. You know, the Moore's law is 100%
Every
still
18
good.
months, right?
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. I was just wondering, because I mean, there's an analog world, not analog, but analog print from digital to paper. It can be everything when you're talking about the inkjet devices that, I mean, you can process faster than you can drive the ink today, right? I was just wondering, how do you manage those kind of things? That is something you need to have in mind, right?
Absolutely. So for us, and our focus is, number one, have the best presses on the market. Now what does that mean? The best print quality, the most reliable, the most versatile, so you can run different applications, different substrates. You can apply them to different industries. So you might start in one space like commercial print, but you can expand into photo with the same device. And so, and many other examples. For example, like if you're in labels, you could go to FlexPack. And so I think the goal there really is to be able to always, from a software perspective, keep those presses running. We never want to be the reason the press has stopped. And so it's all about speed, it's about processing, but things get more complicated too, and the files get bigger and more layers, and so we've just got to make sure that we're staying 2 steps ahead. And hopefully so far we have been.
I'm pretty sure you have, right? So let's take the last 2-3 questions here. I mean, of course, I'm not expecting you to talk about the next thing, but I just remember one thing. One thing is that you develop a relationship with partners and also develop your own software. I was just thinking, you also acquire other companies, other software companies.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The integration into the HP ecosystem, it could be a challenge, couldn't it?
It can be a challenge because it seems to be more of a cultural challenge, honestly, than a technology challenge.
Is it because the technology ways of doing things is so, if it's well documented and it's programmed correctly, then it's not so difficult to integrate, or? In
general, yeah. But when you acquire a company, you've got to bring that talent as well. Yeah. It's not like, oh, we have the code, thank you, goodbye. No, we need you, and we need you to, you've built a company and you've brought it to a level. Yeah. We need you to help us, join our team, and let's bring it to the next level, right?
And the reason I was asking, because I think that the way I remember the first time I heard about Print OS, I thought that, oh great, operating system for the entire print industry, right? And I think that it's, of course, became very HP-centric. I know that you have an open mind that everybody can integrate to it if they want to, and there's, of course, a lot of politics and business that is involved in those decisions. When you think of Print OS, is the capabilities of where you see the software, could it be like a universal operating system for print?
At some level, for sure. We are committed to developing open systems. And a lot of people say they have open systems, and they do. But our open systems and our APIs and our SDKs are on a public website that you don't have to log into, you don't have to register, and they're free.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so the idea is, like, we want people to connect, not just with Print OS and us, but more importantly with our customers. And so the ability to bring in jobs, to get information back, and maybe one of those great examples just recently is our new friends at eProductivity Software, right?
Of course, yeah.
So former EFI, great products, spun that off to a new company, eProductivity. I'm so excited to have like Nick Benkovich here, and then be able to really, I'm going to say, do the right thing for the industry and for the customers, and that is to integrate Print OS, to integrate the DFEs from Indigo, from PageWide WebPress as well, with, of course, the industry-leading MIS systems. So Radius and Pace and PrintFlow, AutoCount and more. So this is, for me, it's like a whole new day, It's something that I've wanted to do for more than 10 years, being here at HP, and I just couldn't be more excited, to be honest.
This is the first time you and I meet each other.
Yeah.
What I like about the first time I meet you is I see in your eyes the engagement and excitement about what you work with.
Yeah.
And I think that is also one of the things I like about the Dscoop. I mean, HP people seem so engaged with customers and your doings in all levels, basically, right?
What I would say is, what I've learned is to be successful here at least, and really anywhere, but I'd say even more here at HP, in my experience has been that you have to have an authentic commitment to customer success to really succeed. And honestly, everybody on the team that I'm on, and really in the sales team, okay, we're selling things, but we're not selling things people don't need. We're not just there to sell something. If what you need isn't what we have, we'll tell you. But we're going to learn, and we're going to try to develop what you need next. Okay?
Thank you, Bob.
It's a pleasure.
It was
Thank you
fun.
so much for the time.